And for the next speaker, we have Han Hui Hui, who will be sharing with us a bit more.
Thank you, Roy. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Han Hui Hui, and I'm currently 22 years old. Do you know why am I wearing this shirt? Because last year, when I was 21, the Singapore's government statutory board issued me a legal threat to sue me for defamation when I was stating facts. In the end, they backed out at the last 11:30th hour. If I can do it, you Singaporeans can do it too! I went to 10 law firms, but none of the lawyers dared to take it up. Until I met my lawyer, Mr. Ravi. Can we give him a round of applause? Thank you to everyone who came down on 1st May and on 3rd May. I'm the last speaker for today's event. Do you think that all the points regarding labor issues have been addressed? Yes. No! The problems are not being addressed because the PAP make a lot of mistakes. Even though the statutory board came to send bigger letters of demand, I am now going to speak up for civil and public servants. Do you know that, as what the PAP supporters have spoke online, there are more than 40 statutory board directors who are very unhappy with what is going on inside different statutory boards. There is a system called performance management system. In this system, this is where they give their bonuses. But do you know this system is flawed? And among all of you here, at least 20% of you are civil and public servants. Ask yourself, they keep saying in the newspaper they are giving millions of dollars as bonuses to civil and public servants. Is this true? No, this is not true. Just like what they say, people enjoy working even after they are 70 years old. Under this performance management system, bonuses are given whether you perform good or perform bad. They make you compete among your peers. There are civil servants who are only taking salary of $1,800. Better ones with first-class honors, when they enter perhaps $2,000. We need to speak up for these civil and public servants because they are also part of our workforce. Last week, we have seen how the PAP supporters are the real xenophobic. Go to the PAP website and you can see how they are asking new citizens to get out of Singapore, renounce and denounce their citizenship. They are asking new citizens to be exported out of Singapore. They, the PAP, are the real xenophobic, not you! They are the real people who are behaving with bigotry behaviors. They are the real people with those appalling attitude of name-calling their own citizens. Even the Prime Minister is doing this. Are you ashamed? They say that we Singaporeans want to work until 70 years old. This is rubbish. This is not true. They are spreading lies and brainwashing us with propaganda. When they first started out, they say 55 years old and you can get back your CPF. When they first started out, they say 55 years old and you can retire. They extend it to 60 years old, 62 years old, and today, 65, 67. Is this being humane? Is this respecting our fellow citizens? 今天的人民行动党不是50年的人民行动党了。人民慢慢惨，他们已经改变了。古早伊人讲，55号就免做了，会使行讲一间出来。这阵60号阮袂使行，65号阮袂使行，讲我人做工爱做到67号。做到死啊！做到死啊！我又唔是人，是唔是？加伊人讲，唔是啥物人，90几 debate with them. This was what Lee Kuan Yew said when he first started out and formed the PAP. 50 years now. They are no longer keeping their promise. Do you want to continue voting for them? No! No! Our birth rate is not increasing. So they gave this excuse to invite millions of foreigners in. 3 million of us are Singaporeans, but 2 million of them are foreigners. But this is not the fault of the foreigners, because the foreigners are being exploited by the PAP. It is the fault of the PAP. Do you know that in other countries, after legalizing gay marriages, they have birth rate as high as 1.9? But what about Singapore?
It's not at 2. 1 million.
Why? Because Singapore is not a society that is pro-family anymore. They claim that they will give you a lot of money, even so you will not reproduce. They expect you to have the money first before you give birth.
That's right.
Look at the total fertility rate for Malays. It is increasing. But why is the total percentage of Malays in Singapore decreasing? Who is the real xenophobic over here? The PAP. Who are the real racist people over here? The PAP. Not you Singaporeans. 你快点政府到这里来也放手人民。伊人无照顾我人了，伊人把你照顾伊人家己的顾你讲，400万的顾你讲，一个人啊，吃不了啊，好伊人也子子孙孙们吃不了啊。
神经病啊！
我们要跟他们讲，如果要给这样多的薪水，有问题的时候问我们怎样解决，这样就不要拿薪水了。把 power return to the people. They publish on Straits Times. Maybe it is wrong to parent effigy. What do you mean by maybe? The Straits Times reporter don't even know how to go and do their research. It's either you can burn the effigy or you cannot burn the effigy. What do you mean by maybe? Can I say maybe the PAP is correct? Maybe it will rain later on. Maybe they are mad in their mind. 你要永远记住，我们一定要团结，因为团结才是力量。Yes. 80% of the companies in Singapore are related or owned by the PAP. Do you think our SME businesses can survive? How many of them are making losses? Because they do not want to be transparent with you. They do not want to account to you. Because by telling you where the money goes to, you will find out they are only going to their own cronies, but not to you Singaporeans. They ask you to wake up at 6 o'clock to go and catch their MRT train for 50% discount. It's just right up there when they themselves and lots of cars, vehicles, they even adjust the traffic light. Just look outside, it's stunning. In other countries, the president opened their park for public to visit. But in Singapore, they lock themselves out against you. This is not what a president should behave. They didn't even protect our reserve at all. 那是伊人袂晓照顾我人，我人就要团结起来。袂使互伊人安尼款。We are not fighting for welfare state. We are fighting for a social security safety net for the lower income group, for the middle class. After 50 years under the PAP, our GDP has been increasing exponentially. But what about our Gini coefficient? Above 0.4. Do you know what does above 0.4 means? It means that people are living in poverty. There is high inequality. The poor are getting poorer, and this is not fair to our fellow Singaporeans. If other countries can do it, we Singapore can do it too. We have the resources. It's not that we don't have. But it is up to you to vote wisely for a government who will take care of you. It's either they give us the minimum wage or they give us independent unions. Don't you find it appalling no to minimum wage. Is this right or is this a joke?
It's too big.
And the last thing he knows how to do is to collect his $1 million salary. This is not the kind of people we want in the parliament. They only care for themselves. Poly and IT students, hear this. The government are saying that Poly and IT are statutory boards. They are saying you are not good enough to study in a local government junior college. They are saying that you are only qualified to study in their statutory boards, a private institute. You must remember this when you vote. And is this money supposed to be part of the sales of flat to you? Is this still public housing? No, this is not public housing. They are earning profits. How can the cost of land be part of the sales? The land is free to them.
No, we don't do Singapore. My grandfather we don't do Singapore. Singaporean one. My grandfather
Do you know?
my grandfather 150.
Do you know? I stay in Tanjong Pagar GRC at Queenstown MRT. And recently, they just sold a plot of land beside Queenstown MRT to private developer to build a new condo. Do you know how much is one unit selling or not? $3-4 million. Can Singaporeans afford this kind of money? How many of them are already having problems paying for a 300,000 HDB flat? 这个政府的道德原则已经没有了。如果他们有道德的话，他们会照顾我们人民；如果他们有原则的话，他们就会坚持50年所说过的话，他们就会坚持让我们55岁可以拿回我们的公积金。可是他们没有，所以我们必须拼，我们要团结，下一届大选要投得谨慎一点，而不是投给他们。他们只会叫你做工，从65变67，迟早跟你变70，然后变90岁。为什么？他们说了吗？如果我的老爸可以做到90岁，你就可以做到90岁，是真的吗？他们的老爸不是我们的老爸。对啊，他们的老爸有做工吗？做什么工？坐在轮椅呀。躺着都可以拿钱，你讲对不对？
不对。
我们有很多新加坡人躺在医院里面，连医药费都付不起，他们竟然躺在那边拿几百万，他们连心肺都吃啊！没有良心。They should have kept to what they promised us 50 years ago. But if they are not keeping to their promise, we do not have to continue voting for them, or we will suffer for the next 50 years. Don't say your wife or your daughter becomes maid. Singaporeans will become extinct. We are going to start a movement called Legal. The Lee family must go. The movement against dictatorship. And we are going to spread this worldwide. We have already got international media to cover it. We need to let them know that the power should be returned to the people. We should decide when to get back our CPF. Not everyone wants to work until 90 years old. Divorce cases are on the rise. Every week, there are 50 people going bankrupt. But all these are not reported. And we need to help these people. We need to unite with the new citizens and civil public servants because they get to vote in the next election. We need to unite with the civil and public servants because they are the ones who give us the information to expose the dirty tricks that the PAP has been doing. We Singaporeans should be united as one, not divided. When they call you xenophobic, they have a guilty conscience. Just go to their Facebook and see. Everything that we post, even the song lyrics, a Bible verse, they have to drag in religion to criticize other people. They drag in other people's family. Children, they even talk about other people's ancestors. Is this called respect?
No.
They have no respect for Singaporeans at all.
Yes. Abortion. Every year, 30,000 unborn babies in Punchat. Legalize abortion.
Yeah.
30,000 babies remember that.
Murder!
你人会记掉，你人会讲一件，你人会鼓励讲，伊人是袂晓教你拼的，你人会家己拼，你人会鼓励讲出来，莫讨好伊人了。
丢！